Hey guys, Luton here. Just a reminder that if you want to be in with a chance to win the GH60 and GM40 MSI gaming headset and mouse package, you can enter by following the link down below and watching the original overview video. The giveaway ends on Sunday 15th of July 2018, that's this Sunday, and if you've already entered you can gain extra entries by having watched that original overview video as well as following the stuff in the Gleam campaign. So I'm bundling these two peripherals together in this overview because I know in the past feedback from you guys has been to not make too many individual overviews when they could just be brought together. Also, as I'm giving them away together and I think they complement one another, so it all makes good sense. Headphones, like many peripherals, are pretty subjective because ultimately some people have got more attuned ears to these kind of things and others not so much. For myself, I wouldn't classify myself as an audiophile, but I do enjoy good quality headphones, and I've got about 6 pairs currently now that I look of varying price range. They all have got their role to play, believe it or not, but one good thing about having this many headsets is being able to compare and place headsets when I have them to review. Now, as I said on my overview at the start of the week, the GH60 headset is for me about on its money. The GM40 mouse though is, in my opinion, well ahead of its retail price, but we'll come to that. The GH60 is a good quality headset for the asking price of £70, and I have my price conversions correct today. That comes in at about $90 odd. Out of the box you're getting a headset with inline volume control, built-in microphone, 250mm drivers, 32 ohm impedance, gold-plated connectors, braided 2-meter cable. There's a nice good quality storage bag for them, and it comes with alternate fabric ear pads to swap out for the leatherette. The microphone in the headset is fine for communicating, but it's not going to be usable for recording any sound therewith. As with most headset mics, it's just not comparable to a USB condenser mic. It does store away very neatly in the headset happily, so you can use it or not, and if you choose to not use it, you're not even going to know it's there. One thing I always look for immediately in a headset is actually its build quality. You can usually tell this pretty easily by just twisting it around and hearing how it sounds as you're sort of opening it up and moving it, giving it a good once over. The GH60 passes this test for me. I prefer headphones that don't have any kind of actual physical hinging or twist to turn them, but the ones on the GH60 seem pretty solid for what they are. They're also nicely lightweight despite their size, so this means wearing them at length is not a problem at all. It's a one-size-fits-all style, which means you don't pull on the headband to adjust it at all. The interior arch is just going to stretch to fit, and it works just fine. The one bad thing I've found is the metal headband, which actually is a common problem with these metal headbands on these headsets, which is that if you bang on that accidentally, the sound is going to transfer through the whole unit, which is a bit annoying. But honestly, it's not really something that should happen often, unless you're, I don't know, dancing around or whatever. But it's just something to be aware of. That is just a thing which happens with that style of headset. One thing I do recommend for myself is switching out the leatherette earpads for the fabric. I don't like leather earpads myself. I find they get too hot too quickly, and I'm not a fan of them. This isn't the easiest of tasks to do on the GH60, and it could do with a decent instruction on the box as well on how to do so. Basically, in order to get these on, you're going to need a thin kind of plastic tool to just help you slide the cover edge into place. It's not that easy at all actually, but once you get the hang of what you're doing, it's fairly straightforward. Certainly not easy though compared to other headsets in earpad swapping. But then I can tell you plenty of other headsets as well which were equally difficult. It's just one of those annoying things with headsets. So let's talk about sound quality for the price point, which is the primary thing that you're looking for here. As always, when I'm testing a headset, I'm looking to see how much is it taking to drive the unit, what kind of clarity you're getting, and then usually most important, what kind of range you're getting. Again, with most testing of headsets that I do, I have some default music and movie choices that I put it through, and then run it through a variety of games and genres from platformers to Battlefield, Arma, etc. I usually have some specific movie sections I use, for example the intro of Tron Legacy because it's got some tremendous bass. Blade Runner 2049 has a huge array of astonishing soundtrack moments and range and positions. Heat, of course, for that classic shootout. For music I've got a huge mix of things from Aphex Twin to Kate Bush, Prince, Underworld, Dire Straits, generally artists that I see have a really full sound range and excellently recorded quality albums. So for the GH60, the results for me in terms of sound I would say are good. Not excellent or amazing, but certainly not average or poor. It's worth remembering that this is primarily a gaming headset designed for clarity, and that's certainly what it has. It's also definitely on the mid-range price point, so for its money, as I said before, I feel it's in the right place there. It's got no real major issues on the high end, it's nice and crisp and clear. The bass though, it could be a bit stronger. Most of the time it's fine, but when you get to something that really has strong bass, it's not punching me in the stomach like I'd want it to. The lower mid-range is where I feel like it's lacking the most. I think it needs to be stronger there to deliver that full sound that you're going to want to hear. What I did find though was it often depends on what you're listening to or experiencing. And I found that for games, the sound delivered definitely good for hearing, positioning. The sounds were very clear indeed. So for navigating a game, these are on point. For movies as well, I think, as I say, it stands up pretty solidly. It's only in the odd situation where it lacks some punch, and I think for the money there's going to be some areas that are always not as strong as others. All in all, the GH60, it's a nice unit, its build quality is there. Once you get used to wearing it, it becomes a very comfortable and easy unit to live with. The sound is what you'd want in a gaming headset. It's never going to be up there with units that are going to be over £100 price range, but it's good for the money. If you can get a discount on it as well, you're going to be well away. Okay, now we head on to the GM40 mouse, and this little guy comes in at a crazy low price of £35. It's an ambidextrous mouse, so it's good for right or left handers, and this has got a switch control underneath the mouse to choose how you want the side keys to be assigned, which is an excellent feature. The DPI can be adjusted easily as well just by the click of a button, which to me is just an expected feature at this point. Having to go through your OS or some kind of software to adjust DPI and other things like this, it's just a pain. You know, this is always appreciated to have it on the mouse. It's got a nice braided cord as well, which is always preferable over standard plastic covers. Now the side grips have MSI's dragon scale design, and yep, it's comfortable. It's good for a claw and a fingertip grip. I think palm not so much on this mouse. The design in the back end doesn't lend itself to allowing your palm to really lay over that position unless you have smaller hands than me. But again, I don't really use palm anyway. I nearly always use claw and fingertip, so this is just fine for me. The side buttons are in a good position and require a medium level of strength to actuate them. I think if I could adjust one thing, it would be for the rear side button to be just a little more pronounced as to actuate it. I would have to roll my thumb forward rather than just adding a little bit of pressure, but you know, it's a small thing. It's probably a personal thing as well. Now aesthetically, the LED dragon on the mouse is, let's just be honest, incredibly sexy. Who doesn't enjoy an illuminated red dragon? But also this mouse has the forward 1 and 2 keys light up as you depress them. Now to be fair, not sure how you're going to see this whilst you're focused on your screen, but hey, if you're in an environment where you want other people to see what's going on there and look cool, then I guess it's got that going on. The switches are Omron, which are going to be highly durable, so yep, it's got the MSI build quality going on. Now this mouse, for me, was very easy to get used to, highly precise for me to move and use around the mousing space. It's got decent resistance to the pad that I use as well. So I found it balanced really well in terms of me using it in both fast and slower situations requiring more accuracy. And I don't think I really need to say more than that, to be honest with you. This mouse is more than worth the price point. I loved using it. Accurate, comfortable. What more do you want for just over 30 quid? So that's the GH60 GM40 peripherals, one bang on the money and one ahead of the game. You can't go wrong with the GM40 for a well-priced, solid mouse. If you enjoyed these videos, guys, and maybe want me to do some more, tell me down in the comments below. I've got like a load of microphones, maybe we could look at that. Of course, standard content continues this week, Below the Line coming up tomorrow, and yes, more 40k as well, do not fear. Thanks for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, drop a like, it helps me and the channel.
Where we need the most, but we'll keep hold of the northern flank for now.
Oh my god, look, I did. I all that time. Yeah, look, there was his body right there.
Yeah,
I thought I didn't kill him. I must have got him. I didn't hear the round connect.